right, welcome to the Ignacio Activity Network, where now we have the Ignacio Varsity LadyCats coming up against the Nucla Lady Mustangs. The game will get started here in about 2.5 minutes as we go through our introductions and everything else. Once we get there, we will be joined by Dylan McCall, who's going to be making the call today, and then hopefully we will have our guest coming up to help him announce as we go through the game. So sit tight. We'll be right back for the beginning of this game here in the next 2 to 3 minutes. All right, as we go ahead and get ready, it looks like we're going to have the varsity team getting called out here in just a second. So as they announce the players, we will be joined by our two guest hosts today. Dylan McCall making the call for the game, and also Lauren DeKay who's going to be in here helping us. So as they come with the call-outs for the teams, we will silence that up. Once they're done with that in the national anthem, we will have these two back on ready for you here on Ignacio Activities Network.
Good afternoon, volleyball fans, and welcome to Ignacio High School. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise and remove all headwear as we honor the United States of America and the men and women who serve to protect it, past and present, for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Volleyball fans, are you ready? Today's volleyball game will be with the visiting Nucla Lady Mustangs and your home team, the Ignacio LadyCats. Here are the starting players and coaches, starting with the visiting team, Nucla Lady Mustangs. Sophomore number 2, Morgan Weimer. Senior number 3, Ashley Steele. Junior number 4, Keely Rand. Sophomore number 6, Lisa Sutherland. Freshman number 7, Natalie Flint. Freshman number 13, Haley Smith. Let you in here as the starting players for your home team, the Ignacio Lady Cats. Senior number 5, Larissa Galvino. Junior number 8, Lexi Young. Sophomore number 10, Grace Gonzalez. Senior number 11, Vanessa Gonzalez. Sophomore number 12, Harmony Reynolds. Captain Senior number 15, Alexis Pontine. And freshman number 18, Solimar Porcillo. Head coach Chloe Seibel, Tracy Strolls, Katrina Richards, and James Richards. Also in the fans, Samuel Mason Health still has that Coach Yellow, so masks are required at all times. Thank you.
And welcome back. It looks like both teams are getting ready for this game. So, Lauren, how do you predict this game's going to play out here?
I think the Bobcats can get this one.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't had the hottest start to the season, really. I mean, got a couple losses in the beginning there, but maybe they'll be able to pull this one out. Looks like Nucla will be serving the ball first. Number 2. Each team gets ready here. Looks like the lady in the white shirt's getting all the rotations ready. All right, so as I said, number 2, Morgan Weimer served it into the net. First play, not a very strong start. Not what you want to see.
And Lexi Pontine is up to serve for the Bobcats.
Very powerful server. She's the first to serve here. Hopefully she doesn't hit into the net. And it looks like it'll be good straight over. Right to number 3 on Nucla. They spike it back over and it's out of bounds, it looks like. Or it's inbounds. Okay, then I guess that one was inbounds. Now up to serve number 4, Keely Red. And the serve is good straight to Lexi Young. They set it up, and Lexi spikes it over, but it's sort of tipped. And Nucla hits it back over to Grace Gonzalez. They set up, Lexi spikes it again. Looks like Nucla is able to save it. And they set it up again to number 10, Grace Gonzalez. And it hits the roof. Something that you never want to happen. The roof is hard to predict since it's kind of angled. Might not be able to see it on the camera, but looks like mountains up there. And it bounces off at weird angles straight into the ground. A lot of force. Hard to predict.
Lexi Young serves it over.
And it looks like number 3 will set it up, and they spike it over. Now number 5, Marissa, is able to hit it straight into Nucla's floor. It's a point for Ignacio, 3-1. Strong start here. Lexi Young serves it over, hits number 13 right in the chest, but she's able to save it. And looks like number 15 sets it up, and they hit it over. They set it up again to Grace Gonzalez. She spikes it over, and the spike is good, a strong spike. Looks like they were not able to block it, didn't have the right jumping capability or height. I guess. What would you call the height or jumping capability of their player? Just like, I don't know, jumping, I guess. I have no clue what I'm talking about, but number 8 hits it over straight to the back, and it looks like Nucla tips it out of bounds. 6-1 here. Might be seeing a very lopsided game here. Nucla can pick this back up here, keep the game in check. And it looks like that serve will be out of bounds. Very strong serving, but has to come to an end. Now up to serve number 14 for Nucla. Hits it over, straight to Lexi. Soli Cosio hits it back, and it looks like Marissa tries to hit it over to Nucla, but hits it like a baseball. Goes straight to right field. It's out. Number 14 hits it over straight to Grace Gonzalez. They set it up, and she a good spike straight to the right back corner. A lot of power on that one.
Nice kill by Grace.
Almost as much power as Soli, but I don't think anything will be able to top her power. And it looks like that is hit out of bounds by Nucla. 7-3 now. 8-3 now, actually. It's first game here. Number 10, Grace Gonzalez serving for Ignacio. Hits it over, and number 4 hits it out of bounds, straight into the bleachers. And it looks like that'll be a point for Ignacio here, now tripling Nucla's points. Number 7 hits it up, and it looks like Ignacio spikes it back down in their court. It's a point for Ignacio. Still serving number 10. And that's a timeout called for Nucla. Trying to get back on their feet here, give them a little break, recuperate. I think Ignacio might be able to get this first game down if they can hold this lead. Easier said than done. A lot of pressure gets on you when you get in those last few points. Both teams getting ready here. It looks like the Ignacio will still be serving here. Getting ready, each side preparing for the oncoming wave of death. Number 10 hits it over, very unexpected. 2 hits that just barely go over the net. They hit the net, just roll over. Looks like Nuke was able to save it though. 3 spikes it over, but it's blocked. That's a point for Ignacio, 11-3 now. Grace Gonzalez spikes it over, straight to number 7 on Nucla. They just returned to center. That one looked like it would have been right on the line. Number 11 hits it over. Nucla sets it up, but kind of sets it wrong, goes to Ignacio. And it looks like Ignacio can't save the ball as number 5 Marissa sets it, but it just goes right to the net. Have to leap for the ball. 11-4 now. Number 8 serving for Nucla, Sapphire Connolly. A powerful serve straight to number 8 on Ignacio. Sets it up. Vanessa hits it, but it doesn't make very much impact. Number 18 solely hits it to the back left corner there. And it looks like number 13 for Nucla tries to spike it over, but it does not go through very well, and it hits the net or is blocked. Number 5 spikes it. Nice serve. And looks like Nucla tries to hit it back over, but it doesn't go into the area they want it to, not the desired hit. It goes out of bounds. Nice serve, another nice serve. Looks like they set it back over. And number 15, Alexis Pontine, taller than basically all of Nucla's players, able to just tap it right on over. 14-4 now. Marissa hits it over. And another good serve straight. Just a lot of good serves. Nucla's not able to catch a break here. Hits it all to all the spots that they can't reach. Knows how to twist and turn all the buttons on the court. And it looks like Nucla's able to intercept that one. Ignacio hits it back over. Nucla, number 8, sets it up for a spike. Number 3 spikes it over. That one looked like it was out of bounds, and it looks like bricked. The bucket is no good. Hits the basketball hoop. Now Nucla serving. Number 3. Serve is good. Looks like Ignacio sets it up, and Alexis tries to hit it, but it's a bit low, and they're able to block it. 15-6 now. Number 3 hits it over. There's another serve. And they spike it over number 15. It looks like it just goes off the hands of Nucla and rolls into their court onto the floorboard. Number 2, Lacey Brunson serving for Ignacio. It's like Nucla sets it up. Number 4 tips it over. Number 5 sets it up. Number 8, Lexi Pontine spikes it, but Nucla's able to save it. And another strong hit by Ignacio. They're just sending hit after hit, and it looks like they're able to trick Nucla's defense there, pretending they're going to go set up for another big hit, so they kind of got it back a little bit, got ready for another hit, but just tipped it over.
Smart play by Marissa.
And it looks like number 8 for Nucla will be setting up to number 2 for a spike, but she hits it out of bounds. 16-6, 18-6 now. Another good serve. Looks like Nucla will hit it back to number 2. Return to sender, that's always a smart play. But looks like Ignacio's able to tip it right, spike it right in the middle of the floor. Nobody's there. Middle of the floor is kind of like a ghost town. Nobody is ever there. They're always expecting it to be back or forward. I mean, it's kind of hard to get every hit because there's so much court you have to cover with just 6 people.
Why is that, Lauren? Why do they always have somebody not in the middle of the floor?
Maybe they're out of rotation a little bit, not covering. There's a lot put into that.
Yeah, I mean, I once played volleyball, well, tried to anyways, and I got killed. I mean, I have no volleyball skill whatsoever or any knowledge about the game. So, quite the experience. And as the timeout nears the end here, both teams getting ready. Looks like Ignacio will still be serving. Nice little point run for Ignacio here. For the whole game, really. Up by 13 points.
Nice serve by Lacey Brunson.
And number 8, I don't know, she kind of just missed the ball. Looked at it, rolled off the net. Didn't really ricochet very much. Rolled on the floor. Number 2 hits it over, straight to Nucla. They set it up for a hit it over. And a not so desirable hit by Grace Gonzalez. Kind of hits it out. Ignacio is forced to save the ball and just barely hit it back over. And now Ignacio looks like they set it up for a spike, but a bit low, straight into the net. And it looks like number 13 serves, hits it over, it's good. And a good spike by Alexis Pontine. Able to just hit it barely on the top of the net, kind of bounces over. Dribbles it off the net, lands on the other side of the floor, nobody's there.
Charlize
Now-
Valdez up to serve.
Looks like Charlize Valdez will be serving. Hopefully not, doesn't hit it in the net. 21-7 here. Nashville still tripling their points. And 22-7 here. Nucla's got quite the comeback to make here. They want to win this game. I don't think it's very plausible, but sometimes miracles happen. Number 6, Grace
Nice
Valdez.
serve.
Nice serve. Number 4 spikes it over straight to Charlize. They set it up, and it looks like Grace kind of tips it over straight in the middle of the floor again. Nobody's there. Nash only needs 2 more points here. Number 6, good serve. Right to the back corner. And number 6 spikes it over straight to Lacey Brunson. They set it up. And the spike is a bit short here, straight into the net. Not a good time. The net has seen years of abuse here in this school. As we can see, they punted into there.
And she abuses it once again.
Yeah, as common reoccurrence in volleyball and basketball, all sports really with the net.
Number 2 barely serves it over.
Dribbles it off the net, they're able to save it. And it looks like Nucla sets it up for a spike straight to Lacey Brunson. And Alexis Pontine looking for a smackaroony. Or 4 hits it, but it hits the net a bit low. Now 24-8, Ignacio only needs 1 more point with one of Ignacio's strongest servers here, Alexis Pontine, up to serve. Hits it over. Nice serve, hits the net, they're able to save it. Straight to Lacey Brunson, they set it up. And it looks like right in the middle, that's the first game to Ignacio, 25-8. Absolutely crushed. Nucla's got to change something here because 25-8, that's not a very close game, but let's see if Nucla can change their strategy here and win this second game here. Otherwise, they can't change anything and Ignacio keeps continuing. Might be the end. countdown is ticking, the final countdown. Looks like Lexus Pontine will be serving for Ignacio here in the second game here. Both teams getting ready, getting prepared. And it looks like the judge lady is checking all the rotations and stuff, pointing at people. You know, my mom says it's always rude to point at people, but it's okay in some cases, it appears. It looks like both teams are ready here. The whistle sounds. Lexus Pontine hits it over. Serve is good. Nucla sets it. Number 6, she hits it over. And Marissa hits it over. It's saved though by Nucla, and it looks like it wasn't quite saved enough though, because they kind of hit it out of bounds. Tough luck. 15 hits it over, straight to the barrel.
That was a nice spike.
Nice spike and block, and it looks like it was tipped and hit out of bounds. Number 15 still serving here. Hits it over, straight to number 3, and it looks like Nucla sends it back over. Number 10, Grace Gonzalez spikes it, but it looks like it is out of bounds here. Little bit too much. Need to crank down the power setting to 5 instead of 10. Number 2, serving for Nucla, hits it straight to Lacey Brunson. Ignacio sets it up. But now Marissa, who, good spike, well, went straight to Nucla, but kind of hit it wrong or something. Nobody was there in the middle of the floor. Everyone kind of scrambled, but nobody was able to save it. Number 8, Lexi Young serving, straight to number 3, and she hits it out of bounds. Unfortunate if I've ever seen. Nashville serves it again. Good serve, but not quite good enough because it's out of bounds. Now checking in for Lexi Young is number 2, Lacey Brunson. Number 4, serving for Nucla, hits it over. Ignacio sets it up, and Harmony Reynolds spikes it over, bounces off Nucla's hands, right on the floor.
Grace Gonzalez up to serve.
Hits it over, serve is good, straight to number 3. And it looks like Nucla spikes it back over, but Ignacio's able to save it. And they set it up. Number 3 spikes it over again. Lacey Brunson hits it to set Charlize up, but doesn't look good enough to her. Just kind of hits it over. Now it looks like Nucla number 7 spikes into the net. 6-2 now. Looks like there's a reoccurring theme. Ignacio having around 3 times Nucla's points. And Grace spikes it in the net. Not a very good serve. Must have messed up the timing there. Number 14 for Nucla serving. Hits it over. The serve is good. Number 12 tries to spike it, but it's blocked. A very nice block by Nucla. Now 6-4 here. 14 will be serving again. Good serve, straight to Lacey Brunson. Ignacio sets it up. Charlize Valdez spikes it over, way over. Looks like it'll be out of bounds. Point for Nucla here. Looks like they made a comeback here. 6-5 now. Almost tied game. Very close here. Very stark contrast to the last game. And Charlize Valdez tries to hit it over, but again is stopped by the net. 6-6 here. They set it up. Ignacio hits it over. Strong palm to the ball. A nice palm. And it looks like Nucla's spike is blocked by the net. It's a point for Ignacio. Number 5, Marissa Carmeneros coming to serve here. A nice serve straight to the back row. Set it up. Number 13 taps it over. Right to the middle. Somehow Ignacio is able to save that. Looks like Ignacio hits it back to Nucla, where they set it up to number 3, who just hits it over and return to sender. Back again, back in. And way too much on that one to hit it. Too much arc on it. And it is out of bounds. So point for Ignacio, 8-6 here. And Nucla sets it up. Number 3 spikes it over. Number 10 gets the ball. Ignacio sets it up and just taps it over right to the middle, but there's people here this time. And wow, number 4 tries to spike it, but almost misses the ball. Looks like she isn't able to really hit it there. Kind of drops sadly to the floor. The 5 hits it over. Another good serve straight to number 3. Nucla sends it over, and that's a point for Nucla. Marissa, a bit too far back, has to dive for it. Can't really hit it to anybody. You're focused on just trying to hit the ball. Now up serving for Nucla, number 8, Sapphire Conley. Serve is just barely skimming the top of the net, skipping off of it. Nice spike, but is able to be hit back up. Number 5 sets it to Harmony Reynolds, who spikes it into the net. It would have barely gotten over the top of it, but there's got multiple teammates there. It's blocked. Nucla hits it over straight to the back corner. They set it up. Number 15, Alexis Pontine, tries to hit it over, but it's blocked. Bad block. 9-9 here, very close game. Looks like Nucla did change something.
And timeout for Ignacio.
Looks like Ignacio's trying to change their strategy a little bit. Got a little bit too comfortable, seems. I think they should start trying to just not hit the ball badly into the out of bounds area. That'd be a start. Not hitting into the net too.
That'd be great, huh?
That'd be a good strategy there. Yeah, if they could score points, that would be probably the best strategy they can do.
I'll have to agree with you there.
Up serving number 8 for Nucla. Been serving for a while now. Getting comfortable over there, might just make a settlement. Looks like Ignacio tips it over, trying to catch them off guard, but they are not caught off guard. And that's a point for Nucla. Hits it way back, but too far back for Ignacio to save. Number 8 spikes it over straight to Lazy Brunson. Number 5 sets it up to Harmony Reynolds. And the spike looks like it's good. Somebody hits the net a little bit, well, a lot of it. Kind of wobbly the net is. Up to serve number 2, Lacey Brunson for Ignacio. Serve is right into the back corner. That's in. That's a point for Ignacio. Looks like Nucla thought that was going to be out of bounds, but it was not. The ball tricked them. And the serve is good straight to number 4. They set it up. Number 3 punches it over. And now Ignacio sets it up. Charlize Valdez hits it at number 14. Nucla, number 3, spikes it. Sort of blocked, tipped. Now number 15, Alexis Pontine, a very strong hitter. Spikes it over and straight into Nucla's arms. Spikes it again, and it's blocked. Now now tied again. A very close game here. Looks like it'll be number 3 for Nucla, Ashley Steele serving. Hits it over. And it looks like Lacey Brunson hits it behind her. Doesn't make very good contact with the ball, and point for Nucla as it goes out of bounds. 11 to 12 here, Nucla's up. And it looks like Nucla's just barely able to tap it right over the net. Playing a lot of net ball here. Right over the net again. And it barely makes it over the net. She spikes it down, rolls off of the top of it. Just like a majestic waterfall, the ball goes onto the floor. Number 3 hits it straight to Lacey Brunson. They set it up for Charlize to tap it over. Straight to number 14 on Nucla. And Nucla hits it over. Ignacio sets it up for number 15, Alexis Pontine, to spike it. Hits the roof. And again, the roof is very uneven. A lot of hills and curves and points in there. Bounces off the roof straight into the floor. A lot of momentum there. Number 6, Charlize Valdez, hits it over, but it hits the net. And as I said, my strategy would to not hit the net, would be not to hit the net. Now up for serving for Nucla is number 13, Haley Smith. Hits it over. Nice serve. Looks like Ignacio set it up to Grace Gonzalez, but doesn't hit it high enough. Straight into Nucla's hands. Getting blocked quite a bit here. 15 to 12 here. They set it up. Number 8, Lexi Young hits it over. Number 2 tries to spike it, but it hits the net. Right in the middle of the net.
Alexis Pontine up to serve.
Looks like number 11 will be checking in for number 5 on Ignacio. Alexis Pontine. Serve is good. Right to the back row. Nucla sets it up for a spike. Ignacio's able to stop it and sets up with a spike of their own. And it looks like they are unable to get a point there. Ignacio hits another spike over, sending spike after spike over. And it looks like they set up another spike here. This time to Vanessa Gonzalez. And hit after hit. This is going a lot of back and forth here. Very nice little play here. And overall, the point goes to Ignacio, though, after they hit it right in the middle. Weak spot. 15 to 14 here. Nucla's up. Serve is good, straight to number 14. Hits it in the net. Number 6 dives to the ball, but can't save it. Now 15 to 15, game's tied again. It looks like Nucla sets it up for a spike. Number 4 taps it over straight to number 15, Alexis Pontine. And Grace Gonzalez spikes it over, almost gets stuck on the light again. And Ignacio sets it up. Number 11 tips it over. And it looks like Grace tries to spike it, but ball is already a bit too low. Hits it in the net. Nobody was there.
Number 7 for number 8 on Nucla's side.
Number 2 hits it over. The serve is good. Looks like Ignacio sets it up. Grace, a very nice spike by Grace Gonzalez. Hits it off the hand of Nucla and into the floor. The floorboards. Looks like it's going to the basement. Now up to serve number 8, Lexi Young. Nice serve. Nice low serve. Low riding. Looks like Nucla's able to send it back over. and set up for a hit of their own. Now Ignacio sets up for a spike. Number 10, Grace Gonzalez. Looks like that was going to be out of bounds, but it looks like number 3 hits it with her arm, and they're unable to save it. Rolls up into the roof, up into the attic there.
Lexi Young with a deep serve.
Nice serve. Looks like Nucla sets it up, hits it over, leaving Ignacio. Couple bad hits by Ignacio, kind of scrambling around there to get the ball back over. Number 7 spikes it out of bounds. Point for Ignacio, 18-16 here. Nucla's been doing a very good job keeping up this round. Last round, I'm pretty sure they only scored 8 points or something like that. Now,
Number
looks
7
like
for Nucla shanks it.
Legs Young will be serving again. And that's a timeout for Nucla. They're just recuperating here, getting their plan together. This end game here, Nucla loses this one. Ignacio will only need to win one more for the next game. Could be seeing a very close game here. Both teams getting hyped up here for this final little push here. Nucla will need to win this game. Well, they don't need to, but it'd be recommended to win this game. Number 8, Lex Young hits it over. Number 7, they set it up. Number 7 on Nucla spikes it over straight to Charlize Valdez. And Ignacio's able to spike it back over. Number 12, Harmony Reynolds, just barely taps it over in the middle. They're able to save it with a nice little roundhouse hand. Palm of the Savior straight into Ignacio's floor. They hit it out of bounds, and now it looks like number 4 is serving Keely Red. Serve is good, straight to Lacey Brunson. And diving on the floor, there's quite some anger on the floor. Might need to get a counselor. And that's a point for Nucla, it looks like. No clue what went on there. Some net or something, violation of some sort. It goes to number 2 on Ignacio. They set it up. And number 2 hits it up. Harmony Reynolds taps it over, straight to number 2. Nucla sets it up for a spike, goes straight to Trace Valdez, who hits it wrong. Looks like Lacey Brunson thought the ball was going to go back a little bit, but the ball kind of stayed in its line of trajectory. 19-19 here, very close game. Nucla, as I said, needs to win this. Well, now it looks like number 10, Grace Gonzalez, tries to tap it over, but did not put quite enough juice on that one. Not a very big juicer. Pretty dry. Doesn't make it over the net. Number 4 on Nucla just seems to have their good luck token. They've been going on pretty good run with just number 4 serving. And a couple little taps back and forth there. Lucas sends it straight to Lacey Brunson. Harmony Reynolds tries to hit it over. That's a point for Nucla. 21-19 here. Ignacio down by 2 points. A timeout called by Ignacio. Ignacio's got to pick up their game here just a little bit. looks like we are back. Nucla serving the ball. It's the final countdown. Good serve straight to Lacey Brunson. Set it up, Harmony Reynolds, who spikes it way out of bounds. Well, not way out of bounds, but just sort of out of bounds. I've seen worse out of bounds in my life. Number 4 hits it over straight to Grace Gonzalez. And it looks like Alexis Pontine hits it. That's out of bounds. Very nice play by Alexis Pontine. Looked like she's going to hit it or spike it over or just set it up, but just taps it over right in the middle. Try to save it, but they hit it out of bounds. Nice serve by Grace Gonzalez. Number 3 spikes it, but it's blocked. And it looks like there's a violation of some sort. There's a 4 on the floor. 4 fingers up in the air. Point to Ignacio, 21-22. Every serve here counts. You can't be hitting into the net. And it looks like number 6 hits it up for a spike. Hits it straight to Nucla. Now Nucla sets it up, and a diving palm to the net. Looks like that fish isn't going to be able to escape. Looks like he's being hauled up under the board. Number 10, very nice spike, a very nice serve, I should say. Really low, barely over the net, very hard. Number 14 isn't able to save it. Now another timeout called by Nucla here. 23-22, Ignacio is able to get the lead again. Both teams have called 2 timeouts here in this game. Grace Gonzalez serves it over. Nice serve. Number 7 spikes it. Big doinker. Doinker straight to Lacey Brunson. Too much power. Unable to hit it back over. Now I think the strategy for Ignacio here would be put Soli Cosillo in for all the rest of the players. Just have her play the whole floor here, as you can, many people probably know. Literally the strength of Zeus and Poseidon combined. Serve for Nucla is good. Hits it to number 14. Nucla sets it up. Number 13 hits it over. Now Ignacio here to set it up for a spike. Charlize Valdez spikes it straight to number 14. And that will be a point for Nucla there, or a point for, there's a point on the floor for somebody. Some pointing going around, tipping, a hand waving, bunch of signs here, talking about the point here, wherever it may be. Both teams in a huddle right now, ready for their play. They should do a QB sneak up the middle. And it looks like the point was awarded to Nucla there. A lot of confusion.
Like Ignacio accidentally touched it, and then it went out of bounds.
And now the person on the bench is yelling across the floor to the lady in the red.
Number 5 in for Vanessa.
And looks like this might be the last serve if she does not choke it. And it's good. They set it up. Harmony Reynolds able to spike it over. Now they set up number 3, spikes it to number 10, Grace Gonzalez. Ignacio sets it up. Another hit. And it looks like that's a point for Ignacio here. Very close play there. Looks like Nucla just barely tips it and it goes out of bounds. Out of the boundaries indeed. Now up to serve number 5. Marissa Carmeneros. hits it over. Serve is good, it looks like they said. Number 13 hits it over. Lacey Brunson hits it to Lex Pontine, who spikes it. Spike is good. And that's a point. That's a game for Ignacio there. Oh,
We have to win by
I know.
2.
That's the round for Ignacio. Oh. Oh, yeah, you have to win by 2, don't you? Wow. And it looks like the Super Fist, Super Mario jump is over the net. It looks like they're able to block it. Nucla's able to block it, and Ignacio sends it back over. Now giving a Nucla a turn to spike it over. Straight to Lacey Brunson. And it looks like Charlize sets it up to spike it over. Straight to number 14. Nucla, number 3, hits it over. A lot of back and forth here. Nucla's, oh, and that looks like that's the game for Ignacio then. One more round to go here. Ignacio can win this next game, it'll be all over. And Nucla did a very good job this time. Total of 50 points scored by each of the teams. Nucla lost by round 20 last time, but this time was able to just keep it within 2. Able to get 24. They could have ended the game there at the end there, but kind of failed to do so. Now we're going to be heading into this third game here. Nucla has to win this game or else it'll all be over. Now, since Ignacio served last time, looks like Nucla will be serving this time. They said, it is my turn to have the ball. Number 2 serving for Nucla, Morgan Weimer. However you pronounce that. Everybody's got a really weird last name. Looks like the serve is good, straight to number 6, Charlize Valdez. They tap it over. Looks like Nucla's able to save it somehow, and they send it back over. That's a point for Nucla. Very nice play. Very nice play. Now 1-0. Nucla's up. Number 2 hits it over. Serve is good. They set it up for Alexis Pontine to spike it. It's blocked by the net or somebody. Can't see from this angle very well, but number 2 hits it over. Serve is good again. Ignacio sets it up to Grace Gonzalez this time. That makes it over, and that's a point for Ignacio. Looks like number 2 tried to hit it back over, but the angle was wrong. Wrong angle. Hits it in the net. Number 15, Alexis Pontine, serving. Very nice serve. Looks like Nucla thought that was going to be out of bounds, but wasn't. Kind of hit the back right corner. They hit it over again. Number 3 learns to respect the time this time. That's a point for Ignacio as the out of bounds ball is out of bounds. Number 15 serving again. Hits it over, straight to number 14. And Nucla sends it back over. Allowing Ignacio to set it up for a spike. A very nice spike. Looks like she turned the heater up to 110 degrees in there. Sent it straight into the floor. Very nice spike. Another serve from Alexis Pontine. Hits it over. Number 3 gets it, and they set it up for a spike. Number 6 spikes it over. And they are able to save it. It looks like Ignacio, Alexis Pontine running all the way across the floor and back. They set it over, and it looks like the ball was being ball. Number 6, something happened with the net, I'm guessing. Underneath the net. Can't go underneath the net. One of the things. You also can't hit the ball into the net. A lot of nets going on here. Yeah, it would be against the rules to be under the net or hit the ball into the net. And it looks like number 6 dived and saved it. And they spiked it over, but Nuke was able to save it. And here they are setting up another one to 3. Spiked it straight to the back. And it looks like this time Ignacio sends it over. Number 7 hits it over, dunks it. And that's blocked, but not a point for Nucla. Oh wow, that was quite tough indeed. Not very good communication going on the floor. Looks like number 5 was waiting for something to happen. Or she hit it already. Tipped it. Looks like number 5 hits it, and it's blocked by number 7 and 6. The 2 of the tallest players on their team. Ignacio's been getting blocked quite a few over the games. Quite a few times, I should say. Number 10, very nice spike. Barely misses the roof, and she sets it number 7. Another good spike, hits the roof this time. They're able to save it into their own court. Looks like Grace Gonzalez switched teams there for a second as she ran onto their side of the floor and hit it back. It would have been a point for Nucla either way there. Kind of really hard to save there. Now number 8, Lexi Young, forced to hit it back over. Number 4, Nucla sets it up for number 6 to spike over. Hits it straight down the center. Grace Gonzalez hits it, but it's blocked. And another bit of miscommunication there. Lexi Young could have hit it, but Alexis Pontine was right behind her, so they didn't really know which one was going to hit it. Number 4, serve is good. Keely Red. And it looks like Ignacio's able to hit it right in the middle again. The weak spot. Number 8 getting ready here. Lexi Young. Very nice serve right over the net. Barely skims the top of it. That was a raise. That could have made everybody go bald. Could have made the net go bald. And Lex Young hits it over, and another good serve, and it's into the roof, bounces off of the pipes. Looks like we're playing pinball here. Or 5 spikes it over, and it hits the roof again, and it is into the crowd. Home run. Some wacky plays going on here. Into the roof a couple times. Looks like another good serve. And a spike by number 7, but it hits it straight in the center of the net. Down 9-7. Nashville's got a little bit of a lead. Number 6 hits it over, leaving Nashville to set it back up. Number 10, very nice spike. Number 3 hits it to Lexi Young. And it looks like Ignacio's able to save it and send it back over. That gives Nucla another chance to hit it, and that's out of bounds though. A little bit too much on that one. Too much ink on it. Oomph. And it looks like too much oomph on that one. Out of bounds again. Out of bounds after out of bounds.
Lacey Brunson is in for Lexi Young on the Bobcats side. And looks like number...
Obviously, she would not be a pitcher for kickball.
Yes, as we can see, very not so good kick. Well, roll. Number 14 serves it over, but it is not good. Back and forth here, both players giving each other points by hitting it out of bounds or hitting in the net. And another instance where they hit it in the net. It's like a 4-point streak where each team just scores, gives the other team points. Up serving number 8 for Nucla. Hopefully she doesn't serve it out of bounds or into the net. Break the streak of bad luck here. Hits it over, and this serve is good, it looks like. They set it up, Charlize Valdez spikes it over, and that's a point for Ignacio, the first good serve. Point for Ignacio. Very nice spike. Number 14 tries to dive for it, but it goes off her arms out of bounds. Nope. Serve number 5, Marissa Carneros. Hits it over, the serve is good. And number 3 punches it over, and it looks like that will be inbounds. That'll be a point for Nucla here. Number 3 up to serve, hits it over. And Alexis Pontine spikes it, but not a very hard one, straight to number 8. And number 13 spikes it. That looked like it had been out of bounds, but sadly she was not very aware of her position and saves it for Nucla. Ashley Steele serving again. Hits it over. Straight to number 15. They set it up. Harmony Reynolds spikes it over. And it looks like it is inbounds. Barely hits the back line. Quite fortunate. Now checking in, looks like number 8, Lex Young for number 2, Lacey Brunson. And Harmony Reynolds serving now. 13-11 here, this third game. The hit is good. Straight to number 14, getting a lot of the hits. And it's sort of blocked, but that's a net violation from Nucla. Tried to hit it over, but smacked the net instead. Number 12, number 1T. Hits number 14 again. Number 14's probably got most of the hits, most of the serves hit to her.
Another serve for Harmony Reynolds.
Number 12. Serve is good again. This time to number 3. It looks like she hits it, but it's out of bounds. Almost a good play. Kind of like a swirling windmill fist thing over the net, but just a little bit off and goes out of bounds. 11 to 16 here. Ignacio's winning this game. Number 4 tries to hit it over, but it is blocked and then hit under the net by Nucla. Point for Ignacio. Timeout called by Nucla. This is could be the last game here. Nucla's not able to win this one. They got to recuperate and try to get a win here, or else Ignacio will pull out with a 3-0 victory. And it looks like Nucla has to get a little bit of excitement going out here if they want to get in the right mentality to win this. Number 12, Harmony Reynolds, will serve the ball into the net. Quite unfortunate. It looks like Lacey Brunson will be checking in for her. Now number 13 runs to get the ball, and she looks like she'll be serving. Number 13, Haley Smith. And it hits into the net again. Looks like there's quite a bit of trolling along the bottom of the ocean here, looking for shrimp and crabs going on.
Charlize Valdez with a good serve.
And it looks like number 15 sets it up. Number 10 spikes it over. Very nice spike. Barely rolls off the top of the roof. And nobody is there to hit it. They've all hit it. The point for Ignacio. 19 to 12 here, up by 7. Looks like Charlize Valdez will be serving. Serve is good. Nucla sets it up. Number 6 spikes it over. Straight to the back. Number 5 tries to save it. Marissa, but it goes off her arm. Goes into the out of bounds. Into the abyss. Number 2 will be serving now. Morgan, whatever her last name is, Womer, hits it over. Number 10 spikes it over, and it looks like she just got shot with a missile. Knocks her back a little bit, but that's a point for Nucla as Ignacio hits it off the back wall. 19 to 14 here. Looks like Nucla's making a little bit of a comeback. Number 2 spikes it straight to number 6. Ignacio, oh wow. Not very much oil on that one. Might need to get a full service. Need to change the oil and gas. Doesn't quite make it over the net. And some whistles going around. Whatever that means, looks like it's a point for Nucla though.
Ignacio is out of rotation.
Yeah, that one. Number 2 hits it over. Straight to Charlize Valdez. Set for number 10, Grace, who spikes into the net. They had quite a bit of a lead here, now only up by 2 with Nucla having the ball still. Can be quite deadly. Nucla serves it straight to Charlize. Number 15 spikes it over, very powerful spikes, goes off the line into the crowd. Very nice spike. Now, one of Ignacio's powerful servers, Alexis Pontine, up to serve here. Might be all over, might not be. Nucla's only down by 3. Goes off the top of the net, right in the middle. Saved there by the looseness of the net. Good thing it's not a brick wall, otherwise it would have bounced off. It's over, another good serve, straight into the net. And Nucla is able to save it. Ignacio sets it up, Lexi Young spikes it over. Out, and it looks like it's tipped out of bounds by Nucla. It's a point for Ignacio. Ignacio pulling their lead up a little bit again. Only needing 3 more points here to win it all. Serve is good, straight to the back. Nucla sets it up. And, oh wow. Looks like Lacey is going to get it, but Charlize hits it. And Lacey was no longer in position. Now up to serve, number 4, Keely Red. Hits it over. And it looks like the serve will be good. Nobody knows what's going on there. Now only down by 3. Nucla may be able to pull off this game. Number 4 hits it straight to Lacey Brunson. They set up for Marissa to hit it over, but is not good enough as Nucla's able to hit it back. And a nice little hit. Number 3 spikes it way out of bounds. Ignacio up by 4 now. Looks like there's a timeout on the floor called by Nucla again. Ignacio still has 2 timeouts if they need it. 23-19 here. Nucla really needs to get these last points, these 6 points, before Ignacio can make 2. And it looks like Lex Young will be servicing the ball. Ready for a nice dinger. Hits it over. It's good. And we're seeing 1 more point here. Looks like all Ignacio needs. Maybe seeing the end. Some clapping going on, ready for the end of something. And that's out of bounds. They really put a bit too much power on that one. Lex Young looks pretty embarrassed as she goes out of bounds. Lacey Brunson checks in. Up serving is number 14. And she hits it in the net. And it looks like she gave her the point. She kind of hit the ball there wrong. Very good game by the 2 teams. Nashville will be pulling out the 3-0 victory. Nucla in that first crucial game there got absolutely blown out of the water. They were able to keep it really close in these last 2 games though. Each team running around the floor like they're playing follow the leader. That is a very good game.
All right, and thank you once again for joining us at Ignacio Activities Network. As you can see, the final score 3-0. Ignacio wins this game. We will be back online in about an hour, 15 minutes or so for the varsity game between the Ignacio LadyCats once again and the Uray Lady Trojans, who will be back on. So about 2:50, 2:55, we'll be back online. Thank you once again for joining Ignacio Activities Network.